Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Scrapper and today I've got a 2018 Lexus RX 350L. It's the first Lexus I've ever worked on and it's one sweet ride. The vehicle's exterior has gravel, dust everywhere, especially in the door jambs as you see here. Make sure to stick around until the end to see how great this Lexus turns out. Let's get into it. I'm starting out here with a pre-rinse to get rid of all the gravel dust on the vehicle, hitting the wheel wells and the rims of the tires here really well. Then I'll get inside the door jambs here where I had showed you in the beginning how dirty and dusty they were. But this dust is no match for my new stub gun here from Macmillan's that I'm just really excited about. Here is the PNS brake buster I use on the tires. Some people in the comments have asked about the specific products that I use. I do link them in the description below, and some of you have gone on down and clicked those links and made some purchases. I'd like to thank those people for making those. Every time you purchase from one of those links, I receive a small commission. Now, it doesn't cost you any extra to buy through those links, but it does throw anywhere from maybe 20 cents to 75 cents towards my channel. And since I'm not yet monetized on YouTube, any little bit helps. I work these tires with a few different brushes to get them extra clean and then do a nice final rinse here. Once the tires are clean, I get out the Adams Mega Foam, and here's my new baby, the MJJC foam cannon. I attached it to my other new toy, that Macmillan stub gun, and just look at how thick this foam is. The difference between my cheap Amazon foam gun and this is like night and day. It's as thick as shaving cream. I'm in shock right here. I'll look back at the camera. Here at my face, I'm just kind of like, wow, look at that. I can't believe the incredible foam that thing put out. Then I use a detail brush to go around and hit the crevices. I've got a couple of different microfiber mitts here. I'll kind of flip them over after each panel to give this a very gentle contact wash or hand wash here. And then I will rinse all of this Mega Foam off the vehicle as I get done. And like any kid with a new toy, I just wanted to show you another shot here of this foam cannon laying out this just impressive thick foam, and then I'm going to hit this entire front of the vehicle with a detail brush to get it super clean. Here's the Adams iron remover that I'll use to spray on each section of the vehicle to remove any iron contamination. Again, I work in small sections here since I don't have a shop to work inside because you don't want that iron remover to dry. There wasn't a ton of contamination, so there's no close-ups. Then here I'm using some soapy water and a light clay bar to remove the rest of any contamination that's on the vehicle. Finally here I've got my thick microfiber drying towel, and then I'll pull the car into the shop and use the air compressor to dry out the lines in the vehicle to prevent any streaking. Now that the exterior is clean, we move to the inside, and you can see the main problem, and that is the dog hair. There's also dirt and dust covering much of the vehicle, and one of the things that kind of creeps me out a little, like I can take pretty much anything, but one thing that bothers me a little bit is, as you'll see here when I get into one of the passenger side, into one of those little storage bins, you're going to see that there is a little fingernail, part of a fingernail I should say, not the whole fingernail, but part of a fingernail right there. You can see that down in that cup holder. Now I'm working on vacuuming out these floor mats, and one thing I'd never seen before is you can see this plastic that's covering the carpet in the front passenger and driver's side well. It said on there the dealer was supposed to remove that, but apparently the dealer did not before it was sold, and I asked the owner and they're like, nah, just leave it there because it is covering that carpet and protecting it really well. The carpet underneath that would be pretty much like new, and you can see here I'm really working around this vehicle. The carpet in this Lexus, as you'd expect in a Lexus, is really, really good quality, but but it still was covered with hair. You can see here the vacuum stage got most of the hair out, but you can see that lily brush really gets those small little hairs that kind of work themselves down into the carpet pile itself. But look at the difference before and then after, how much better that carpet looks. Now the carpet might be great quality, but like the Denali video I did a few weeks ago, the back of these seats here, they don't put very good quality fabric on it. You can see here though, the lily brush just makes my life so much easier because it is able to really root out and pull out those pet hairs that kind of work themselves down into this. It's almost like Velcro. There's really not a pile. It is almost like that Velcro material, and it gets them out very well here, and you'll be able to see the before and after shot of this. It does look almost like new again. I'm sure there's a few hairs that I missed. I had told the owner when I returned the vehicle, I said, you know, I got as much hair out of this thing as I possibly could, but I can't guarantee you that hairs won't be, you know, in a place here or there. One might blow out of one of the air vents and come out, but yeah, this vehicle does look really good as I get this pet hair out of it. And as I said, I didn't remove the seats in this vehicle because in these newer vehicles, a lot of them, you can really move these seats back and forward enough where you can get every inch underneath the seat. The only real tough part is you can kind of see by that brace that holds a seat in, kind of by the console there. You got to have really work kind of to get that part really cleaned up right there where I'm getting, but otherwise you can reach every inch underneath these seats just by sliding them forward. Look at the difference, the before and after here. I'm able to get almost everything spotless there. I know I've included a lot of footage here of me using the lily brush and getting that pet hair out, but to me there's just something so satisfying about seeing that pet hair just kind of work its way out of the carpet and that carpet really looking like new again. The seats in this vehicle were probably close to leather as I've had in any vehicle, so I still use the CarPro Inside. Really works well on seats, so I give them a spray and then the detail brush and wipe them down really good. They weren't overly dirty. Same with the doors here, they weren't horribly dirty, and my CarPro Inside cleaned them up really nice. And then I wipe it down with the microfiber towel here. I didn't get the shot of me using the air compressor to blow out the lines here. I kind of forgot to include that part when I recorded. We move on here to what I always think is the dirtiest part of any vehicle. As I say, I'll spray it with that all-purpose cleaner. Then I'll use my little bit stiffer bristle brush here, or detail brush, to really work it into those crevices there in that trim. And you'll just notice, you see how this got a little brown tinge to it, and you can see as I work here and really get it agitated and get that dirt loosened up, you'll notice after the first wipe, the pass of the first wipe, you'll see how much brighter it is when you'll see here, I'll make that first pass. You can see on the right side how there's still that brownness left there. You can see just how much dirt is on this center armrest here. When I flip this towel over there, you can see, look at the dirt that was on that center armrest, because that was a clean towel when I started. Here's the CarPro inside that I'm using, and then I dilute it in this CarPro dilute spray bottle here. I do it 1 to 10, 1 part CarPro to 10 parts water. Hitting the steering wheel here with the same solution. Somebody asked in the console here, somebody asked in a previous video, does this stuff really, does it hurt the electronics? No, I've never had any issue. Other detailers I watch, guys that have done this for years and years, say, as long as you don't just drown it. This time, instead of blowing it out with the air compressor, I'm using the vacuum to actually suck some of it out so I don't blow it back into the electric components. And then I'm hitting everything here with some 303 aerospace protectant to give it that finalized look and protect it and give it just a very soft kind of matte finish look here as I get done. This stuff is great. Moving on to the floor mats. Those all-weather floor mats I have said are great. Pressure wash them off here. Hit them with that APC drill brush and then rinse them, and they look like new again. Now I move on to protect the exterior. I got some Chemical Guys Hydro Slick here. This stuff is great. You apply a few pea-sized drops to a microfiber applicator, apply it in a crosshatch pattern like you see me doing here. Then I will follow it up with a microfiber towel to wipe it down, and that's it. It's a very, very simple process. Gives it some great hydrophobic properties, and this paint was just super smooth and slick when I got done here after the wash, the decontamination, and then applying this. It's a ceramic coating hyper wax is what the bottle states here. The finishing touch here is always to wash the windows. A reminder, hit that like button. YouTube loves likes, so go on down and hit that like. And one little step that I do miss that I need to do a better job of is rolling the window down to get that top edge clean. It's not a major mistake, but just a little step that a true professional needs to make when they're detailing. This vehicle turned out incredible. The Lexus vehicle line is just a great line of vehicles here, and they have high quality carpet. It makes the cleaning so much easier. Don't forget to go on down, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified of my upcoming videos. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And until then, keep it clean.